Welcome to the ITM New Zealand Sail Grand Prix in Christchurch. Now, the Kiwis are craning in for their first ever event on home waters. The great news for this weekend is that we're going to have all 9 teams on the start line come Saturday. The tech team have done an absolutely amazing job working hard to get all boats on the water. We know that it's been a tough couple of weeks from them since the damage in Sydney, so I'm going to walk around and have a chat and see what it took to get everybody out there. Well, Joel, you and your team have been busy, but absolutely brilliant effort to get all 9 boats on the water. Maybe paint us a picture of how it has been from your side.
It's been quite the ordeal, coming off the back of the damage from the lightning strike with New Zealand and then the Canadian damage. So it's been a big group effort for all the way through for SailGP Technologies back in the factory and also all of us here on the tech site.
When did you know that 9 boats you were going to get out there?
Well, to be honest, probably yesterday or today. We still have someone flying with some standing rigging. So we're still jumping through some hoops, but it's looking good and all the structural repairs are done.
And you said you were working around the clock. How's the team feeling? Are they tired or are they just excited to see that everyone will be racing this weekend?
I think today's a bit of a new lease of life and a little bit of motivation, seeing some boats go in the water after the big effort. So I think everyone's pretty happy about that.
Oh, congrats to you and your team, and thanks for all the hard work that you guys do.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, guys.
Joel. It's important to SailGP to protect sea life, and here in Lyttelton Harbour we have Hector's dolphins. Now, these dolphins are critically endangered. They're the smallest and rarest dolphins in the world. So part of our protection plan is that we have spotters on land, we have aerial spotters as well, and we also have these buoys behind me. Now, these are acoustic monitoring buoys so that we know if the dolphins have come into the harbour, and we can pause the F50s, clear the area and make sure that the sea life stays safe. So I'm here in front of the Kiwi tent, and the good news for them is that they've got their original hull back. Amakura is back after the lightning strike in Singapore, and it looks like the team is about to hit the water for the first time in New Zealand. So let's head on in and see if we can have a chat and see how they're feeling about racing at home. Oh, well, Blair, home event, how much are you looking forward to racing in front of a home crowd?
Oh, we're so excited. It's been a long time coming, so yeah, the team's pumped. The atmosphere's really building here, and yeah, it's a lot riding on it for the, not just being a home event, but the important part of the season, so we're ready to roll.
And you had a traditional Maori welcome yesterday. Can you talk us through that?
Yeah, it was an awesome pool footy yesterday, where Ngaki Whiki, the local iwi here, welcomed all the international teams and SailGP. The Māori culture is an awesome one, and it was nice to be able to open that up to internationals. Yeah, it was a really awesome morning, and I know that international teams really loved it. And, it was cool for us too.
And good news is you've got Amakura back this week. Are you excited to go sailing on her today?
Yeah, we certainly are. It's a little bit of apprehension just with being all the new systems and hopefully that goes smoothly, but it's nice we can get on the water today and run through the systems and make sure she's going good. But yeah, it's the boat that we've done pretty much a whole journey on SailGP on, so to have it here for this weekend in Christchurch is important for us.
Enjoy your sailing. Good luck this week.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Blair. So I've just heard, unfortunately, due to high winds that are forecast here tomorrow in Christchurch, that there will be no practice racing ahead of the weekend. So teams will be coming in hot and having to go in all guns blazing for racing this weekend. Now, the Australian team, they still have a healthy lead at the top of the podium. I think it's almost mathematically impossible that they can miss that final in San Francisco. But they have been a little bit out of form for the last couple of events, not winning in a while. So let's see if we can grab someone, have a chat and see if they're looking forward to racing here in Christchurch.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a beautiful backdrop. It's very different to a few of the venues we've had, but it looks beautiful out there and can't wait to get on the water for sure.
Now, it's a little bit tricky, obviously, not much practice going into this weekend event. Do you think that might suit you guys? Because, you're a slick unit.
Well, yeah, it could work for us. We normally have a bad day than a good day. So, so hopefully Saturday's our bad day, but not too bad. Then we can go into Sunday and get some good results and get the one that counts this stuff.
Do you think it would feel good if you could beat the Kiwis on home waters?
Yeah, it's going to feel good when we beat the Kiwis for sure.
One thing at this tech site is quarters are tight and the teams are sharing tents. Now, there's a lot of blue around me because we've got the USA team sharing with the French team. Now, they're coming off fine form in Sydney after those 3 wins in race day 1. So let's head on in and have a chat how they're feeling going into this weekend's racing. I can see your 2 wheels up there. Are you hoping to add another wheel to the wall?
We have to add a lot of other wheels.
Well, you guys are tactically strong and good in the wind, so you're hoping for lots of wind this weekend?
We don't really care about the wind. I think we are strong in all the condition, and but it depends what we can do with the boat and with the wind and everything. But we don't look for a special condition. We just want sail.
And you've got a new team member on board, Ismael. Are you excited to race with her?
Yeah, but we were on 1 day of training and it's cancelled. So it will be the first day of sailing. It will be the race, so it will be big stuff for her. She was a fantastic sailor in Accra 17 and a bit bigger boat, but no, it will be fine. And we work with her. Manon work a lot with her on the computer and everything. So I think she will great.
Points are super tight at the top. We've got New Zealand on 61, France on 63, and Emirates Great Britain on 64. So I know Ben's got to go, so I'm going to try grab him on the way out and see how he's feeling, if his tactics will change for this weekend.
No, it'd be good to start winning a few races and a few events. It's come to that part of the season where you're going to start getting on top. So that's the target.
So we're going to see more aggressive Ben Ainsley this weekend?
I don't know, whatever it takes.
Oh, well, what else? How's the team feeling? Obviously, Sydney was a bit disappointing not having that second day, but are you raring to race?
Yeah, it was. I mean, Sydney was obviously tough event for the whole league, and really amazed with how everyone's pulled together and turned things around to get back on track here for Christchurch. It's seriously impressive when you look at what's been achieved. And yeah, I think everyone's just really looking forward to getting back on the water, get racing, beautiful venue. And of course, it's getting tight, it's getting exciting as we're into the business end of the league.
The Danish team are still well in the hunt for the top 3. They're sitting in 5th, and with the points, they can definitely make that top 3. Now, let's head on in and see if we can find someone and see if they're looking forward to racing in New Zealand. How's your footy skills?
Not that good, to be honest. Not that good. Eddie, one hand.
What do you think of the Kiwi fans? Do you reckon they'll come out in force?
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, it's in New Zealand, that's their home sport nearly, apart from rugby, so must be plenty of yachties around, keen to come down and watch.
And you guys are still in the hunt for the top 3, so are we going to see any aggression on the racetrack, or is it just chipping away still?
Oh, I think, we really got to make it count, this event. This is kind of, France have extended a little bit, so I think that Nico will come out swinging, I reckon.
All right, well, good luck. I'm excited to watch some racing.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Enjoy your practice. So the United States SailGP team are at 6 overall. They've come off the back of a really good event, finishing 2nd in Sydney. Now, they've also had a few crew change-ups this weekend. There's a bit going on in the fleet. They've got Rome Kirby back on board as a grinder tactician, and they've also got a new female athlete in Cameron Farah. Now, even though points are getting tight, it is going to be quite hard for them to make that final in San Francisco, so they're going to have to come out and really fire this weekend. So with the tight quarters here at SailGP, I think these guys get the award for the best Tetris. We've got 2 hulls in here with the Switzerland and the Canadian boat. Now, the Canadians are absolutely blown away by how the tech team have done such a good job to get their hull back in order, and I'm sure they cannot wait to get racing. So let's see if we can grab someone and have a chat and see how they feel going into this weekend. Are you looking forward to getting back racing?
Yeah, definitely. We've got to redeem ourselves and come out strong at the end of the season. It's going to be fun.
And Phil, he is representing Canada, but he's got a little bit of Kiwi blood in him. I'm sure he's happy to have a bit of home advantage.
Yeah, I think so. He seems pretty excited to be here. He's got all his family here, and we're going to help him show them how it's done.
So we expect to see you in the top 3 this weekend?
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Because of some of the crew change-ups with the Spanish team and their new driver in Diego Botin, they were one of the lucky ones that got out on the water in Thursday's practice, along with the home team New Zealand. So I want to grab Diego and have a chat to him to see how he's feeling for his 2nd event in SailGP.
Today we're doing laps all the time, and every lap I felt more comfortable. Feels like I need a lot of time on the boat, and yeah, today was a super nice day for it.
You must be excited to be able to get on that start line on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, after all the job all the tech team did, with getting all 9 boats here, we didn't know that we were coming until 1 or 2 weeks ago, and yeah, it's amazing for us to be on the start line on Saturday, and yeah. will be nice.
Now, another thing to watch out for this weekend is that there's been some crew change-ups with the Switzerland SailGP team. Now, they've brought in Glenn Ashby, who was coaching in Sydney, on to trim the wing for them in racing this weekend. Now, Glenn's an amazing, experienced sailor. He won the America's Cup with the New Zealand team, and he's also an Olympic medalist. So Seb's bringing in the big guns, and we'll see if it pays off this weekend.
We're excited. We'll have loved to have a bit of training time, but we'll go straight into it on Saturday, so it should be good.
And sailing in New Zealand, they're big sailing fans down here. You looking forward to that crowd cheering?
Yeah, definitely. I spent quite a bit of time here. Came straight after Sydney. And I could see that the Kiwi were really sailing fans and expecting a lot of people on the hills this weekend. And should be, good fun.
Okay, well, I'll let you get your Uber and thanks for chatting.
Cheers.
See you soon. After a bit of a wait and plenty of anticipation, we are ready to go racing for the first event in New Zealand. Now, it's going to be tough for a lot of teams having no practice. Obviously, we've had two lucky teams with New Zealand and Spain taking to the waters here in Christchurch ahead of racing. Being really interesting to see who that favours and if teams come out firing. It's going to be tough. There's a few crew change-ups across the fleet, so that'll be hard for a lot of people to be able to just get to that start line and perform without any practice. So the two teams behind me, USA and France, have new strategists for this weekend. Now we know how important that position is, being able to call the boats around this tight racetrack. And given the situation with those points fighting for those top three, it's going to not really be ideal for these teams. So it'll be interesting to see what their driver, Quentin Delapierre, has to say about that. Quentin, it must be hard going into day one of racing with no practice. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, new experience, new SailGP experience for sure.
There's lots of things that you can do to prepare for racing. Is there anything that your team has been doing, extra debriefs or land sailing? Like, what have you guys been doing?
Morning we had a big briefing around how to optimize the just the warm-up timing for tomorrow, and also yesterday we did some dry sailing also for Maël Frascari, who is joining. And it will be tough, especially for Maël, I think. Jumping on an F50 at the middle of 9 boats, it will be tough.
And points are close, obviously, at the top with overall. Do you have to think about that, or are you going to try and just focus on yourself?
I'm sure that we are third, actually, because we are well focused on ourselves, our performance. And I don't want to change anything for the end of this season. And actually the opposite would be the best, just to trust the process and our mindset, also keep the energy on board.
Okay, so plans to keep the momentum from Sydney, it sounds like.
Yeah, it will be great to keep the same mindset.
All right, well, thanks, Quentin, and good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
There hasn't been a lot of sailing going on, but there has been plenty of banter, which we heard in the press conference as things heat up ahead of this weekend's racing.
A guy came up to me on the street the other day and said, "Oh, you're basically the red-headed stepchild of New Zealand." And I took it as a compliment, obviously.
Extending an olive branch there. Anything you want to say to him about trying to knock someone out of that top three?
We can be bought.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. I've just heard that he wants us in the final. That's pretty much what I heard. So thanks, Tom. We'll take it, and it sounds like we can get a spot at the windward end of the line if he's up there. So we'll take it.
Wedding invites between you and Pete reciprocal?
I was just happy that we beat him to it. Another one up on him. But nah.
And you genuinely think you guys can take a win here this weekend?
100%. Yeah.
That's a lot of percent. Very nice.
Well, the drivers don't have much knowledge going into this weekend of the race course, and I don't have much to go off ahead of my predictions. So these might be a little bit rogue. I think Denmark are going to sneak into that top three and mix up the placings a little bit. I think France will come in second. They've been on form lately. And I think the Kiwis, back with their boat and in front of a home crowd, are going to come in first overall this weekend. Without any training time, teams have had to be a little bit inventive about how they use Thursday and Friday to prepare for racing. Some teams have been tinkering with their F50s, trying to get the best out of their vessel. Other athletes are hitting to the water whichever way they can, including a bit of wing foiling. And some teams have found another way to go racing, with a few taking to some go-karts to get that adrenaline pumping ahead of Saturday's racing. It's going to be a spectacular weekend. We've got the backdrop, we've got 9 boats on the start line. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to tune in wherever you are and subscribe for more content.